So I've been using my Rift S for about a year now, and just recently I've hit 400 hours of use. And in this video, I just want to talk about my experience with it so far. You know, the good, the bad, any issues I've had and how I've dealt with them, and any new issues that are still here to annoy me. So before we begin, I just want to say that this video is inspired by Thrillseeker's Valve Index after 1000 hours video. I just really like the idea of showing off a product after 1 hour per dollar spent on it, so that's what I'm doing for this. Okay, so let's talk about the hardware. For the most part, it's held up very well. There's only some minor scratches on my controllers from me being stupid and hitting my walls. There's no cracks on my Halo band, which some people have had. My tracking rings are intact. Again, some people have had theirs crack in half, which really sucks. My lenses are completely intact, no scratches there. But there is one pretty big issue with the controllers. Just from use, I've started to develop some analog stick drift, and I've been able to fix most of it just by blowing into my controllers and setting slightly larger dead zones. I completely fixed the one on my right without even having to change my dead zones. But my left controller, whenever I would push forward, my character would move backwards just a little bit and then proceed to move forwards, and vice versa for backwards. And again, I fixed most of that, but it is still kind of there, and just very annoying. So, now we know that the hardware has held up extremely well, let's talk about the software. For me, I joined Oculus after the 1.39 update, which fixed the majority of tracking issues. So the software hasn't actually changed much at all for me. Which, for some people that might be a good thing, and some people that might be a terrible thing, and sadly I'm the latter option. Myself, just like many other users of the Rift S, have constant issues with audio loss, tracking loss, black screens, just very annoying stuff. And I've done everything from unplugging and replugging to completely reinstalling Oculus, and nothing's worked. So the main issue I have with Oculus's software for the Rift S is I just get constant black screens and audio cutouts, which the audio cutouts might not sound like a super terrible thing, but it sucks when you're playing Beat Saber and all of a sudden now there's no beat. You're just playing Saber, you're just cutting blocks in a seemingly random pattern. And the same for other games like Pavlov, you can't really hear where the enemies are or where the gunshot's coming from. It just really makes a big difference in playing. So I have 3 temporary fixes to these things that you are welcome to use. Most people use these as well. One's simply just unplugging and replugging. That works pretty well. If that doesn't work, you could try rebooting your computer. That's the second one, and that usually fixes whatever issue you're having for at least the day of using. And finally, the third fix is one I actually found by myself. I haven't found any post saying how to do this. I just kind of did it by accident. But if you ever have an audio cutout, you could just go into your sound, like your recording devices, go into your headphones for your Rift S. I renamed mine, so yours is probably going to look a bit different. Right click or just click on properties, and then disable and then re-enable the disable audio enhancements feature, or you could do the other way around, but that's your preference. And then you click apply, and this will usually fix it for a couple hours at least. I've had sometimes it works for multiple days, and I've also had it sometimes only work for a couple seconds before black screening, which, yeah, that sucks. So before I end this video, there's just a couple of little things I wanted to talk about. The main thing being the audio for the Rift S. A lot of people complain about the audio output and input. I'm fine with the audio output. I think it sounds fine. Like it works. It's nothing to brag about, but you could definitely play Beat Saber and not really notice too much of an issue. The input, the microphone, it sucks. Like, it is terrible. I don't really know what they were thinking. I've seen some videos showing how bad it is just compared to stuff like a $15 microphone. So I really wish they would have just spent a bit more money on making a microphone for the headset. Okay, so here's a quick demonstration on just how bad the microphone for the Rift S sounds. You know, it works. You can definitely hear people and understand people when they use it, but just compared to a $15 microphone, it just doesn't sound nearly as good. So another thing I see people complain about is the tracking. I'd say it works 99% of the time. It only really fails whenever I'm purposely trying to make it fail, like hiding it behind my back to just kind of test the limits of it. But yeah, for the most part, I think it works great. I don't have any issues. Okay, so now I'm just going to wrap up what I've said in the video. Basically, the hardware held up very well. The only issue I've had is the analog sticks. They just have a little bit of drift, but I fixed pretty much all of it. The software, it has a lot of room for improvement, that's what I'll say. Some people it works great, and that's awesome if it works great for you, but for some people, like me, it just sucks. It makes it very hard to play a game. So in the end, the Rift S held up extremely well. The hardware is extremely high quality, especially for the price, but the software, it's iffy. It seems like it either works or it doesn't work for people. I just wish they made it a bit better. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed the review. Hope it helped you. See ya.